Let's talk about what's happening in the skies right now. Easter is coming up, and it is the most significant date in the Christian calendar, and that's for all Christian denominations, including Catholicism, Protestantism, and Eastern Orthodoxy. And if you remember back to last year, Neptune had just dipped into Aries at Easter. It was at 0 Aries, and on Easter Monday, Pope Francis passed away, which then generated the search for a new pope. And a pope was named, the first pope ever to come from United States, America, Pope Leo XIV. And isn't it interesting that Leo, we think of it as a fire sign, and this pope has been very fiery. And maybe it's been needed because when we look at the outer planets, it shows us what is important in the zeitgeist. And certainly Neptune is a planet of the zeitgeist. It is now starting a new cycle throughout the zodiac in Aries. The first sign is a fire sign, and Aries is associated with things like war and conflict. It's also our motivation, and we're seeing a lot of rhetoric around the motivations for war being very religious-based, spiritual-based. These sort of holy war and crusades are really permeating a lot of the rhetoric, and that to me really speaks directly to Neptune and Aries. Now, traditionally, when we think of religion, we look to Jupiter. And where's Jupiter now? It's going through Cancer. Cancer, the sign of home, family, belonging. And we're hearing all this about Christian nationalism being talked about so much. And Christian nationalism really is about, my home, where I belong. And it can be as much about including as much as excluding, right? People that don't feel like they are part of your family, they are unfamiliar. People want to exclude them because this certain brand of Christian nationalism isn't really about Christianity, it's about political power and how they can get more of it. And also, interestingly, this whole trad wife trend, that is very much this sort of shadow side, obviously, of the Jupiter in Cancer. Cancer, again, being the mother and mothering and nurturing, and women thinking that that's their only value, if they can be a mother or even mother their partner, their husband, and have plenty of kids. But getting back to Neptune in Aries, right? Neptune can be everything from what we find glamorous, and it's what the collective is finding collectively